Hello, everybody. Welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this Tuesday, December 14th, 2021. I'm Jeremy Crosby. Hope you had a wonderful day. Glad you're tuning in us this evening for Talking Fitchburg. A busy evening here in the city of Fitchburg as far as meetings goes. We'll update you on all of that coming up in the headlines today. And we have a busy show as well. We'll check in with the Department of Trade Consumer Protection. Laura Sutherland is here, and she'll be telling us about gift card scams are still pretty popular, and we'll tell you the right way to use the gift card. And Andrew, it's not paying bills or buying gift cards for people to pay them. It's not good. If you hear that, it's a scam. I'm just telling you that right now. We'll also check with the Fitchburg Fire Department. Adam Dorn is here. We'll talk some holiday safety as we work through this holiday season. But first, we do got some headlines to get to. Tongue twisted already. Property tax information. You got your property tax bill late last week, or maybe opened it yesterday. Whatever the case may be, we want to run through a few things with you on it. First off, where can I pay my taxes? In person, masks are required per the Dane County Health Guidelines. You can stop in at 5520 Lacey Road to pay those taxes. This year it's in the community center. Last year it's in the community center. This year it's in City Hall. Let me say that right. Come into City Hall. You're going to go down to the fourth door on the left, right past Fact TV. And if Andrew's there, he'll wave to you. We call it the fishbowl up front there. He'll wave to you maybe. You got to smile if he's going to wave. Mail checks can be mailed to 5520 Lacey Road as well. Do not send cash payments in the mail. You also can use the online service as well. That's paymentserviceswork.com. It's a third-party vendor, and there will be a convenience fee charge, so make sure you check that out. You also can use the drop box at City Hall. Again, do not put cash in the drop box. What hours are we open to pay that bill? Well, in person, Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. We will be closed the following days, though. Thursday, December 23rd, Friday, December 24th, Thursday, December 30th, and that's at noon. Friday, December 31st at noon, open for tax collection only that day. Other offices will be closed, and Monday, January 17th will be closed as well. Finance Department will be open on December 30th and 31st until noon for property tax collection. You may also use the drop box located in the foyer at 5520 Lacey Road. All mail postmarked by December 31st will be dated that day. Fitchburg Teen Center open house is happening tonight. You can watch that right here on Fact TV on the COM channel. This is happening at 7 o'clock p.m. And if you can't watch it, don't worry. We'll have this rebroadcasted over on our Gov channel after this meeting happens. This is to learn about the Teen Center project moving forward. You'll learn about the engagement process and what to expect in the coming months. That meeting kicks off at 7 tonight. All right, that does it for our headlines. Coming up next, we open up our digest. We'll be talking about gift card scams, followed by Adam Dorn and the Fitchburg Fire Department. All that coming up right here on Talking Fitchburg.
Hey, boss. Okay.
Said I'm fine.
Me to bed, see you in the morning with the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it, and we lost it. In my head, in my head, in my head. Where you at? Underlay in my head.
Hey, son.
Hey, Bob.
You know you can talk to me.
Yeah.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us.
Ready?
That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu. And especially this year, no one has time to get sick. Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Well, welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today from the greenest place I know, Department of Ag, Trade, Consumer Protection. Laura, I want to know, like, what is the actual image behind you? Like, is it like a corn, like, it's got to be corn, right? Is it a corn leaf stalk?
Oh gosh, that's a great question. I'm going to go with corn. Yes.
Okay, yeah, that would be my guess if it's just a really zoomed in piece there. But happy holidays to you. And today we're going to talk about gift cards and scams. And you're like, well, how could this still be going on? Folks, it's still happening out there. And you're going to share some alarming numbers with us that will back up the case that we still need to educate.
Absolutely. And we do talk about it all the time, but it turns out people are still using gift cards for paying people and not forgiving. And so first we'll start with, if there's anything you remember out of this whole talk, it's gift cards are forgiving. They are not for paying people. If someone asks you to pay in a gift card, it is a scam and you should stop paying attention. But it turns out scammers can convince their victims to submit payments via gift card all the time. And it's still happening. They'll set up fake sales listing or, other too good to be true sale offers that we often see. And they'll contact you and they'll demand those payments for outstanding debt, or they'll threaten to disconnect your utilities, all kinds of things. And the payment comes in the form of a gift card. So, first of all, no legitimate company is going to ask you to pay in gift cards. Certainly not the government. We often see these scams where people are paying the government or they're paying for their utilities. No company is going to accept a gift card as a form of payment. Certainly, if you're buying something online and you haven't verified the vendor and then the vendor wants you to pay in gift cards, that's also a scam. And why are they doing this? Why are they using gift cards? They're using them because they're impossible to trace. Once you use that gift card, once you scratch off the back of it and give those activation code numbers, that money is gone, and it's virtually impossible to get it back. So that's why they're using them, and that's why you shouldn't be using them as a form of payment, because once you do, if you're scammed and you use a gift card as that payment for the scam, there's very little regulators can do to help you. And the reason why we're talking about this is because you're right, people are falling for it. 40,000 people in the first 9 months of 2021 reported to the FTC that they've fallen prey to this scam, and they paid $148 million in gift card scams.
No way.
And as we know, that's the tip of the iceberg. Not everybody complains. In fact, most people don't complain, either out of embarrassment or because, as they know, the money's already gone, so they don't feel like complaining is useful. So that $40,000 number is really low. So in terms of what's actually happening. In 2018, gift cards were the most frequently reported method for payment fraud. So people are still, doing this. And this year, we're hearing that Target gift cards are the card of scammers' choice. You can also get, asked to pay in Google Play, Apple, eBay, Walmart, or other popular cards that scammers like. But certainly Target is leading the charge. Probably they don't want to be, but that looks like they are. So again, when you think about how to pay someone, and I want to talk a little bit to the younger people in the audience, because the reality is a lot of younger people are not as adept to these types of scams. They may be willing to pay people in a gift card, right? Maybe in a cash card, it seems like a reasonable form of payment to them. Our older audience knows to be a little bit more savvy about this, because they don't go out and buy gift cards to pay people. They pay people through the check or wire transfer or what have you. But it's the younger people that really may be more amenable to this scam. So thinking about targeting that group as well. One thing that the department has done to sort of address this, Jeremy, is last year we had a gift card campaign, you may remember. And we partnered with industry to get placards up at the point of sale of these gift cards. So when folks were going in to buy a gift card, there was a notice there that's asked you, hey, are you buying this gift card to pay off your utilities? Are you buying this gift card to pay off some guy in, Russia? Or are you buying this gift card for your kid or your grandson? So those stickers, we sent out about over 1,000 of those placards, those stickers last year. Really looking, we still have some. So if retailers or trade organizations are interested in getting some of these, contact us at our 800 number at our hotline, and that's 1-800-422-7128. We'd be happy to disseminate those cards to you, or those stickers to you. And the other thing that we're willing to do is train businesses, train some of the retailers to understand what this gift card scam looks like. And so, if there's someone there buying tens of gift cards, certain amounts, just ask, and you mind telling me what you're buying those cards for? Are you familiar with gift card scams and some of the way and how they work? So happy to do some of that training.
Yeah, it's well, first off, the numbers are startling. That's a lot of money lost there. But it also, on the flip side, you're right, the not reported also makes it kind of interesting that you wouldn't report it because you think, well, it's already a lost cause. Not a good thing. You want to report these things as they happen. With the retail training and stuff and doing it, how do we how do we make that connection that the payments to these people, like how do we get that red flag to really go up? Is there consistent things that the scammers are doing that should make a red flag go off, or something that should spark you to be like, I got to think twice about this?
Well, I mean, the red flag is payment with a gift card, right? Sometimes you'll see an overpayment scheme. We might have talked about this last time where there was a tutoring overpayment scheme that we're seeing where you bought a good or a service and it costs a certain amount, and the scammer asks you to pay a little bit more and convince you to pay them back, either for, some form of fees or that they have to mail you something, what have you. So a lot of times that is the red flag. But the reality is, anytime someone wants you to pay in a gift card, and if you don't know that person, if it's somebody you've never met before, and you're only engaging them in a sale, a buyer seller situation, they're trying to rip you off, and there's no reason to pay in a gift card. You need to pay in credit cards, or you need to pay in a form of payment that allows you some level of fraud protection. Or a check where you can cancel the payment on the check. Something that provides you some protection if you cannot verify that vendor, if your vendor is somebody that you've just met and you're a little curious about it. But the other thing is to continue to talk about this with the older people in your community and in your life, and making sure that you're describing these scams. One of the things that I like to tell folks is that this happens to people all the time, and a lot of times people are embarrassed about being scammed. But I was just at my book club the other night, and we were talking about my job, and we went around the circle ultimately, and everyone had an experience either by themselves or somebody they knew in their family or their friends, like not far removed, of being scammed. These are really common, and there's nothing to be embarrassed about. And the best way to protect yourself is to talk about these scams and let people know how they work. And so when you see a scam, you know the framework of the scam, and you're not going to be taken advantage of.
Yeah, and reporting it is so important too, because it is forever changing, and the more information that we can get to DATCP and you can pass on to the federal government piece, we can continue to crack down on it. Also figure out the ways that it's happening too, because that's the other way, is the schemes pretty much end the same way, paying gift card, but it's still, they might change it up a thousand ways, but whatever information you can get, certainly you can use to share and protect people from making the ultimate mistake of paying with a credit card. And we need to get the t-shirts made or something that has that good saying on there.
That's right. Absolutely.
All right. Well, if people want to learn more about this or report a scam, how can they do so?
So they should call our 800 number and talk to our experts at the hotline, which is 1-800-422-7128. You can visit our website and learn about these scams and others at datcp.wi.gov. And you can also file a complaint on our website, or you can send a complaint to datcaphotline@wisconsin.gov.
All right. Laura, thank you so much for your help again this season. And we'll talk to you one more time here before we close out the year. Appreciate your time.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jeremy.
You bet. Report it. And please don't pay your bills with gift cards. We'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age. including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
Brandon met a girl on a dating app. He finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
She must be a keeper.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Join me today for the Fitchburg Fire Department. I like the handlebar. I've tried this at home, and the wife will not approve. So Adam Dorn, Fitchburg Fire Department, how are we doing this holiday season?
I am well. How are you?
I would just like you to just slowly start. Oh, man. I am doing wonderful, and glad you're here as we talk about holiday safety, and came across this graphic, 12 days of safety, which is just right up our alley as we talk about holiday safety this holiday season. And as you look through here, I mean, we've talked about these all in the past, but overall, Dorn, why is the holiday season, or basically I would say November through, March or April, kind of the higher season for fires?
That's a good question. Looking at it, this is the time of year when we have a lot of people that are in our homes. We like to have decorations put up. We want it to look nice. We want to be warm. And there are many options for people to take and, have those things, right? To be warm at home, to have that ambiance that they're trying to create. Some of those means are safer than others. And that's what this 12 days of safety really shows, that it reminds us that we need to take some of this into consideration before we do some of these things.
Yeah, so today we're going to focus on a couple different areas here in this chart. But first, we're going to start on the Christmas tree side of things because, well, we're about 12, when this airs, not too far out, but you're about midway through. If you really took down the tree, right around the week of Thanksgiving, you could have a dry tree right now if you haven't been watering it. But overall, what are some safety tips you have there to prevent that tree from lighting up?
Yeah, so let's start with the most obvious one. If you have not picked your live tree yet, choose a tree that is still alive. You don't want to go out and get the one that's dead, or even one that's half dead that doesn't look healthy. You want green needles that do not fall off when you touch it. So if you take the needles and put the needles in your hand and just kind of rub over the needles gently with your fingers, the needles should stay on the tree. If they don't, that's when you know you have a dry tree. Before you put the tree in your home, you want to cut off about 2 inches from the bottom of it. And you want to also make sure that it's at least 3 feet away from any type of a heat source, especially fireplaces, candles, and vents. You don't want to put it in front of a door that it would block a way out. And make sure you add water to your tree daily, because they will soak up a lot of water.
Yeah, where I put the tree at is right there is a vent literally nearby there. So trying to get that 3-foot distance in there can be a little bit challenging. I ended up closing it off because it just made more sense to just stop it from actually hitting the tree, but it dries it out faster. I can tell you that it's amazing how much faster just a little heat does in there. And it's in your home. I mean, it's not outside, so it's unusually going to be dry in there anyway. So those trees can soak up some water, or you find out that your stand had a hole in the bottom of it and your carpet's all wet. We'll save that story for a different day.
Right. Yeah. Well, some of the other things to consider is that when you light your tree, back in the day, they actually put candles on the tree. We do not recommend that. That is not something that we advise anybody to do. Instead, use lights that are listed as by a qualified testing laboratory, such as UL. Make sure that the lights are all in good condition. If you have your furry friends that are running around the house, make sure they aren't climbing in your tree and chewing on the cords, because that could end in a not so good situation for a couple of different situations there. And the other thing is, always make sure you turn off your tree lights before you leave or when you go to bed. I know some people like to have them on because it just creates that ambiance, but it's a safety thing. So turn them off when you're not around or you're going to bed.
Yeah, expect those lights too. Each and every year, at the end of the holiday season, if you're like me, you're just like, get it in the box and get it out of here, because you're already upset that you got to take it down. But you should double check those because things come loose or tear really easily, especially if they're hand-me-down. Like, you've been getting the hand-me-downs for all those years, Dorn, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
I remember last year we showed the video of somebody trying to light up their Christmas tree in the fireplace after Christmas.
Yeah. Highly do not recommend that. Just if when the time comes for you to discard the tree, whether you're one of the people that likes to do it like the next day or a couple days later, or you like to leave it up as long as possible, make sure that your tree is still watered. Don't let it dry out, because as soon as it gets dry, that's when it gets very dangerous. When you go to dispose of it, follow our city's guidelines on that. I know they have a Christmas tree pickup day. Other municipalities may have other stuff going on. So just make sure that you're following the rules. But when it does get dry, make sure you get it out of the house, because once it's dry, it's very hard to get that back into a good moisture state.
Yeah, fireplaces weren't designed to burn trees, full trees, that is. I mean, taking some logs and doing that, but yeah, not a good idea. It will end in a bad result, because if it's dry, it goes up, and very quickly at that. All right, switching gears now, just in other holiday safety tips. Back in the decorating field of things, we obviously say no candles near trees, but overall, it's the candlelight time of year. This is the only part of the year that I actually light up some candles, and I mean, it's so nice. I almost called you Andrew. Dorn. It's so nice to light it up, but you got to be careful just overall decorating.
Yeah, 1/3 of home decoration fires, or fires that involve home decoration, is actually started by candles. So it is very common, and more than just over two out of every 5 decoration or fires that involve decorations happen because the decorations are placed too close to the candle. So it is very important that when you do have a candle burning, you stay in the room, right? It's different that if you're going to light a candle and you need to use the restroom or something, you go out and you go to the kitchen, you check on something, you come right back. But if you're going to be out of the room for any length of time, they need to be blown out, especially when you go to bed or you leave the house. Unattended candles are one of the leading causes of the fires. So that it's just very important to know that.
Yeah, and I think, the reason I even bring up my candle one is it's a centerpiece. You set the candle in the centerpiece, so it's surrounded by decorations, but I got an extra large glass dome to get way above it. Still doesn't mean that I can't blow it out, leave the room and not, or blow it out when you leave the room, that is. I like on the safety tips here, if using clips instead of nails for hanging things. Nails could be bad, especially if you don't know what's behind the wall.
Right, and a number of different ways, right? We don't know you may not know what's behind the wall. When you're pounding a nail in, you may miss the nail, because I know I've missed the nail before, but when you miss the nail with lights, you could be damaging the lights and causing a part in the string of lights to become worn and have an issue sooner. And just by using the nail and wrapping your wire around that alone can start to break down the wire and the insulation and everything else. So by all means, please use the clips to put your lights up if you need to do that.
Yeah, don't pull a Clark Griswold and be stapling those lights. I just can't even imagine. That's not a good combination there. Finally, people might be doing a little bit more entertaining this year, given COVID vaccines out there, Matt. Whatever the case may be, if you are hosting, there's still some good fire safety that you can practice in your home to make sure everybody's on the same page in case something happens. Of course, we hope nothing does, but better to be safe than sorry.
Absolutely. Some of the big ones, make sure you keep the kids and pets away from lit candles if you do have them lit. Keep the matches and lighters away from a place where the young ones could get a hold of them. whenever you're cooking in the kitchen or wherever it might be, stay close by. Never leave your cooking unattended, because that also is one of the leading causes of fires. If you have people coming over to your house, they're staying at your place, make sure you test your smoke alarms. It's very important. We can't forget about that this time of year, but test your smoke alarms, because working smoke alarms do save lives. They help people get out faster. And also tell your guests about your home fire escape plan. We tend to forget about that aspect of this as well. People don't know the surroundings once they're in your home. That's not what they're used to. So we want to make sure that they do know what your escape plan is, where your meeting place is. And if you do have smokers, ask them to smoke outside. Make sure that they don't discard their smoking materials on your deck or that kind of stuff. Have a receptacle for them.
Yeah, that's a good point. And overall, I think just talking a quick, it could be easy. You could make it your welcome suite. And I could be welcome to the Crosby household. There is 2 exits, one in front that you just walk through, one behind me. And, you can make it fun. Put a Christmas hat on or put a hat on. You'd be good to go.
You could pretend you're being a flight attendant.
I'm always a flight attendant. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, there's 12 safety tips for you in a nutshell. We'll just call it 12 no matter whether we went over or didn't make it there. I would throw in this one too, that, have a safe and happy holiday season out there. And if you have any questions, concerns, or want to learn more, Dorn, you've got some safety tips somewhere. I just can't remember where that is. Can you enlighten me on that one?
Yeah, they're not in your stocking yet. We'll see if Santa can bring those for you.
Well, I guess mine's over here. It's not thrown up yet.
But you can always go check out our Facebook page, or you can also check us out online at fitchburgwi.gov/fire, and you can look for us for the safety tips out in the public education section.
I'm surprised you didn't get me on this because, stockings over a fireplace here. It's electric heater, but I actually take all the stockings down when I turn it on because I have a very sensitive about how these are just going to go up really fast.
Yes, I do remember you telling me that. That's probably why I did not say something, but it is also another great safety tip.
There you go. All right, Dorn, happy holidays to you. We'll talk to you next year. Appreciate it.
Thanks, you as well.
All right, we'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Wrapping up the show for today. I want to thank Adam Dorn for the Fitchburg Fire Department. Nice catching up with him. And we want to thank him for all his help this past year. We had some really great guests this year as part of the fire segment. So we'll look forward to that. And our friends at Department of Trade Consumer Protection. We love you guys, and we appreciate all your help in keeping us safe. What a Safety Tuesday. How about that? We love those. Just realized that. It just struck in my head. Safety Tuesday. Night, everybody.